testing things out. Like I said, I mean, I had some issue with Facebook, and all those issues have done now is that they're going to force me to change, to get better. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, comrade.
Hey, good morning. Hold on one second.
All right.
Yeah, but then we got Black Russia on the line. Let me see here. Hey, good morning, Black Russia. Are you there?
I am. Can I be heard?
You can be heard. Sounds like you're on speaker or something.
Nah, let me turn down the volume. Let me see. How about now?
Okay, sounds cool.
Okay. How's it going?
Oh, I can't complain, man. Terrific.
Great. Hey, listen, I kind of want to pick up on the conversation we had at the end of last week about that mural, right? And it's
Okay.
not to rehash it, but I just wanted to check in with you to see what's changed in the last 72 hours since that mural has been getting worked on for Black people.
Nothing's changed.
Okay, I'm just checking. Maybe that was the purpose of it. I don't know, but last I checked, wasn't nothing changing. Matter of fact, I saw some police brutality this morning with some young Black kids who were smoking on a deck. I think out there in Virginia or Maryland somewhere, and the
Yeah,
police were tasing them and beating them up.
yeah, yeah.
You see that
Ocean
video?
City.
Ocean City, that's exactly where it is. So, hey, I'm just saying, murals is really helping them out this morning, this afternoon. It sure did help them out. But aside from that, it was another thing that really caught my attention, and that was this idea that the old woman Iris brought up last week about this group think, about collective thought, right? So, as you indicated, there is no monolithic viewpoint within the Black community. So, when people start telling us that we need to do collective thought, we need to do group think, I reject that 100%. And the reason for that is because there needs to be diversity of thought. If we are all walking around here saying the same thing, doing the same thing, and that's how we got to get stuff accomplished, that's simply not it. That's a philosophical difference in that. Like group thought and collective thought, that will be mobilizing that action, because you talked about organizing. Now we had to get a lot more organized before we could even get to that point, right? So organization, something like, for example, collecting signatures to stop the county commissioners from building that big jail back in 2007. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Would you say that was a good example of collective thought, group thought, that was action based?
Yeah, I think it's a good example of points you're trying to make.
Right. I mean, reality is we know there's more African American people getting put into that Hamilton County Justice Center than everybody. I think that's fair to say by their numbers. So when they wanted to build a bigger and better jail to put more Black people in, it wasn't just Black people, it was white folks and people from all across Hamilton County who collectively got signatures to put the issue before the people, and the people said, we don't need no more jails. See, that's the example of Black Lives Matter, collective and group thinking in the sense of mobilizing to action and getting signatures. Okay? That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like when they tried to sell the waterworks, people collectively got together, got signatures, put that issue on the ballot, and stopped the waterworks from being made into a private entity. Now, that was about the same time, 2007, 8ish. But look what happened in Michigan with Flint in the water. Okay? That is the power of organizing. As you was indicating, we have to get a lot more organized. There were times in the community we were very organized about 15 years ago under the guise of the NAACP and Coast, and people could call Coast the boogeyman or whatever they want to call them. But the reality is, we all got together, black, white, green, and purple, under two organizations and organized to stop the government from selling our water, which is a lifeline, as people in Flint, and to stop people from building a jail. Okay, this is the power of what we have to do when we organize and come together. All this collective group thought, talking that mess is crazy. I'll talk to you later, comrade.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. I mean, yeah, we're not a monolith, but I think there's some things that Black people in general can agree on. So, for instance, I think Black people in general in Cincinnati can agree that we are far more, that we're in a much better place than we were prior to all the work that was put into the collaborative agreement. Like every Black person didn't work on that, but in general, it's going to impact every Black person, whether they worked on it or not. I think in general, you talk to black people, no matter who they are, they support the concept of black owned. That's part of the reason why the black owned brand is doing so well, is because even though we got different viewpoints, there are some issues that we can all agree with. And I think across the board, the idea of supporting black owned businesses is something that black people in generally individually and collectively agree with, right? So you're not going to be everything. See, my thing is, we don't have to agree on every single detail. Let's just find a commonality and let's focus on where we agree rather than where we disagree. So let's focus on where we agree. So you talked about the mural, and I spent a lot of time talking about it last year, and my flows were last year's flows. Okay, you move forward here. So now they decided to create a week long events around Juneteenth. Okay, so I thought about it, and as I said, what's wrong with having a week long events around Juneteenth? What's wrong with having a week's worth of events that promotes us, whether it be black artists or black people or black voices or black culture or whatever it may be? Nothing's wrong with that. In fact, that can only be a good thing. So, I mean, for me, I can separate, these issues. So, if they're going to continue, I could think of a lot worse ways to spend this week than what they're doing downtown, a week long worth of festivity. So, I don't think it's fair to compare them having a Black Lives Matter mural in Cincinnati to what's happening in the Ocean City with those teenagers, because you're talking about two different locales, two different cities, two different cultures, and this doesn't it doesn't mesh over. But I understand your point, though. I get it, but I say, as it relates to what they're doing this week, I think that people should work with them, and if there's something that you feel like is missing, you should reach out to the organizers and shoot an idea past them that maybe you could add to what they're already building. I mean, I think that's just the smartest way of looking at everything. Whether you agree with every single detail, it don't really matter. Let's just wait and see what happens in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's my attitude about it. Let's see. Let's see. Is a mural going to all by itself change anything? No. But let's say some people get inspired by it. Let's say it inspires them. And it inspires them to action. And then that action creates something that then leads to the change that people want to see. Mission accomplished. It's all good. So, I'm always going to give a strong opinion, but at the same time, I like to look at things from a pragmatic viewpoint. And pragmatically, it's like, hey, if you're going to build it, then let's support it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's dumb-ish. It's not like it's not something positive. So if it's something positive, then let's get behind it. Queen Maxine writes, I'm ready for the great change because normal for carbonites isn't not normal for the planet's elites. Carbonites? Kelvin writes, Happy Father's Day week, dads. Yeah, that's why I'm talking about more and more the dad stuff, because this is leading up to Father's Day this weekend. So there's a method to my madness. Junior is just so full on love and life. He reminds me of my second son, just busy and a ball of energy and love. LOL. Yeah, my son, you just described him perfectly. He's all about fun and love. All he wants to do is have fun, and all he wants to do is get love from his family. That's it. He is super into family. Super, as kids would be. What kid isn't going to be in a family? You got your mom, you got your dad, you got your sister. He in heaven. When he with us, he in heaven. Let me see. Jalen Alford, Natasha Mitchell, and Nick Jabin for City Council support our own in business as well. That's Maurice. Okay. Nick Jabin and I'm gonna reach out to everybody, but Nick Jabin and I have been conversing about bringing him on the show real soon. It's a little bit early for me. I don't really want to start my council interviews until, I'll be honest with you, and I'm willing to do multiple interviews. But I don't really want to like to start my council interviews until like late July, August. That's just me. Now I'll do an interview earlier than that, but I want to get closer to election season. I want the before I really start to get into it. And then when we start, I think what I'll start to do is I'll probably give it a name like Council Week. So and I'll put a schedule out there of the days in which we'll be talking to different candidates so we don't lose track of it, right? And that way you can hear all the interviews and get an advance notice on all the interviews as well. So when we starting. Ann writes, morning all. Hey, good to see you, Ann. Good morning to you. Somebody check and see if we're on YouTube. Somebody check and see if we're on YouTube. Carmelita writes, nice to see you back on Facebook. Headed to dialysis. Have a great day, folks. Okay. Yeah, somebody do me a favor and check and see if we're on YouTube this morning. I appreciate you in advance. Hold on. Matter of fact, I can check. I'm asking you. I could check it myself. Find out for myself. Where my Virgos out? Okay, we are on YouTube this morning. Great. Where my Virgos at? Where my Virgos at? What happened to the relationship show you were doing? What happened to the relationship show we were doing? Which relationship, Joe, are you talking about? Queen Maxine writes, I'm on YouTube. Okay, great. Are you talking about Midday Juice? You know, I just got a message from Ask Ashley, and I'm working on some promo materials, and she's coming back with a brand new season. I missed that show. I missed doing it, actually. But she has some things going on, and then I'm working on some promotional elements for that as well. And when it's all ready, we'll put it back out there. Yeah, she still does Midday Juice. You can check it out on Mondays. And I do miss Ask Ashley a lot. I do. More and more. She just got a really, she's just funny. She's just really super funny. And I miss all those different, like, I don't know, the emails that she got. It's just a window into what other people are dealing with and what other people are doing. I thought it was really interesting. Edward writes, good morning, Nate. Okay, we back on YouTube. Great. The one you were shooting at J. Rogers' place. Oh, that show. Oh, yeah. Still working on that. Yeah. That show, yeah. That's going to be really dope, actually. It's going to be something completely different than what we're doing now. And it's going to push CDM in a different direction that I'm definitely ready for. A. Clark writes, good morning, Nate. Hey, good morning to you. Kathy's a Virgo? What? Yeah, where my Virgos at? Yeah, I love Virgos. I know Politically Petty podcast shows a Virgo. Morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Get to the chop. Yeah, good morning to you. Yeah. Shout out to J. Ross for that. He seems to be doing well, even with those legal issues. They seem to be behind him now. I'm glad to see it. I know they're pushing and promoting the black taste or Cincy Soul. I'm curious, how many people are going to attend those events? It's going to be, about a month from now in July. And are you going to go to the Cincy Soul event? Will you be attending that? I'm just curious. I know a lot of black people are really COVID sensitive. I'm wondering how that's going to affect some of the venues and events that a lot of black people might attend. I'm just curious. So are you planning on attending? Or is the I won't say the weather, but is the conditions going to make you stay home? I'm just curious. I hope it goes well for him. TNT writes, yes. So she's going to be going. I want to go with a camera and just record it and promote it. I plan to go down to the Black Lives Matter mural events this week and just record some footage, maybe do some stand-up interviews with people, and just do my part to push forward the culture as much as possible. Milani writes, yep, got the tickets already. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can see it being packed because people are thirsty for social interaction. And I mean thirsty. Can't wait to get out there. Okay, so it's 9:36. I told you yesterday, and it'll probably be the same tomorrow. I've got to end the show a little bit earlier, but it looks like we're back on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg or whoever. But like I said, it's not going to stop the plans I put in motion now about how I want to change this platform and some things I want to do. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And we'll catch back up tomorrow morning, bright and early. At 7:30 a.m. We'll check out what's going on in the world. You already know. All right. So I'll leave you like that. All right. Have an excellent rest of your Tuesday. And remember our motto: winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning. And we'll talk real soon. I'm Nate Ivy, and I'm out.
Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, all them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear I'm bragging about